A Baltany watch has featured on my channel before and is one video that seems to be getting regular traffic. I suspect it's people coming across the brand and then start researching to see if all the reviews are too good to be true. And it's not surprising. Every one of us that have handled one come away impressed, and the value for money here is close to unrivaled. Sure, some of that is down to the movements used, but you can't argue with the quality construction and components used. Today I have a model which I've worn off and on for about 6 months, with a rather mouthful full name of Military Quartz Chrono with calendar S5045. It's a mild assault on the senses visually and verbally, but I would argue that it's no more so than some of the more complex watches that, for instance, IWC have available. I will of course go through all the complications in today's review, but let's for a moment stop to consider what $154 buys you here. This is a watch that doesn't need setting but still offers a mechanical chronograph. It has a stunningly beautiful crystal with AR coating, a reasonable size that fits most wrists, and importantly, a brand name that's not jarring either on your tongue or your eyes. It's a pretty compelling offer, so should you get one? Well, let's get stuck into it. Before we go any further, it's worth noting that this is one of the watches from Baltany that also supports customization. So if you want to, you can specify anything at all to be etched into the plain back. And I believe you can even put your own spin on the front logo if you wish. So it could be a nice affordable present for someone. I touched on the size being fit for most. The diameter is a hair over 39mm and lug to lug is 46mm. The lug width is 20mm and it's exactly 12mm thick including the crystal. The weight is 70 grams and it's water resistant to 100 meters. Getting closer to the dial, what is striking once again is the quality on offer even at a very close macro. It's all printed in there obviously, but the quality of the print on everything from the large numbers of 05 to 55 to the bold minute indices and the beige 5-minute markers, it's all superb. The logo and chronograph, which is at a reasonably small font, is also extremely clear. The large and small hands too would put many larger manufacturers to shame, and really, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to budget-friendly Chinese watches, it's St. Martin and Baltany that does it better than anyone else. The seconds complication at just above the 6 is always running, so this is both a giveaway that inside is a battery with its ticking and that the watch is running. At just under 12 is the running minutes counter, and at the 9 position is the 12-hour timing counter. Combine all this with a large red-tipped seconds hand with a pretty cool circular counterweight, which by the way perfectly circles the B in the Baltany logo, that counts seconds that are clearly marked from 0 to 60. And you have yourself a very competent way to count seconds, minutes and hours, all the way up to 12 hours. Is that something you ever use? Well, whether you do or you don't, it's certainly something fun to play with on the couch, or if you ever wanted to time your eggs in the morning. If you feel the 5 to 55 is very familiar, then may I draw attention to the Rolex Air King review I made not too long ago. At the 3, we also get a date complication, and whilst it's tempting to say that it would be nice if this was color matched, if it was, it would probably completely disappear, so I feel like it's a conscious decision to make this black on white rather than white on black. That said, I think I'd preferred color matched. There's quite the Lume show here as well, which we'll come back to. As mentioned, there is a gorgeous sapphire crystal covering all this, and it really is something else. Much like on my other Baltany review, there's something with the crystals they use that makes it extra attractive, but I couldn't tell you what it is other than being so clear and having very effective AR coating. The bead blasted case is again spot on. It's 316L stainless steel, and the downturned lugs and absolutely no sharp corners or edges anywhere are absolutely perfect. The lugs are not drilled, which is of course a visual treat, but when the straps are not quick release, it makes the changing of the straps requiring a good removal tool, which you actually get supplied in the case. And a rather high quality one too, that's signed and red tip protection, much like the seconds hand. A lovely touch. The screw down crown is awesome at 7mm wide, so extremely easy to use. It sticks out at around 4.5mm. The push to start and reset pushes are also protected, as you can see, which some people hate and others love. I think they look really good, and since you only likely rarely use these, the visuals matter. When you do, it's a fine thread and high quality feel. And as long as you're not in the water, you could always just leave them out and they look like normal stopwatch pushes. As mentioned, the back is plain and ready to be engraved, and behind the screw and back is the Seiko VK67 hybrid movement with the battery timekeeping and mechanical look and feel chronograph function. Nothing to see here or talk about other than that this means a budget-friendly movement with tons of functionality built in. The signed leather strap tapers down to 17 from 20mm and it's very good quality, and I've not felt the need at any point to change it to anything else. It's very good, although it should be noted that it has started to wear slightly on the sides. The cross-stitch base is appropriate here, and whilst the buckle is unsigned, there's nothing to complain about here with 3mm thick leather that's aged pretty nicely over the last 6 months. So to the Lume, which speaks for itself. Baltany continues to impress. It really is quite amazing what they can achieve, and it makes me wonder what they could do if they started using some of the more fun movements out of China and really got stuck into slightly more upmarket pieces. I could see them going up against mid-range luxury brands and easily undercut and over-deliver on quality. I will link up the website in the description, and I'll give you one final tick of approval, and that's when I bought a watch from Baltany for a close friend's birthday. And you can actually afford to do that here and get it engraved. And the best part about it is that whilst it's certainly a budget piece when, or if you do, the result doesn't feel or look like one. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments and I'll catch you next time.